Hi, I'm Alex, and welcome back to New Bike Experience. Before we start, please subscribe to the channel and share this video with your friends, so they don't miss out on all the fun. Today, we're doing a relaxed ride on Zwift, tackling the Scotland After Party course. It's about 14 kilometers long, a short but very dynamic route. I just finished a long day at work, so my legs are a bit tired, my brain is craving the couch, but you know what? Better to pedal than watch TV. Right? This ride is part of the Zwift Unlocked challenges, which are always interesting. They push you a little but keep it fun. I had dinner about 30 minutes ago, so my stomach is a little full, not ideal for cycling, but hey, we're gamers and cyclists, we adapt. The plan today? Take it easy for the first 10 minutes, find my rhythm, and avoid going full gas straight away. Sounds easy, but if you've ridden with me before, you know staying calm for 10 minutes is basically impossible. So, the ride has just started. The legs feel a bit heavy, nothing strange after a long working day. I've been on my feet for hours, moving around, delivering, walking up and down stairs, and now here I am, sitting on the bike, asking my legs for another round of effort. They're like, really, Alex? Again? But this is exactly the point. This first phase is about convincing the body that we're not done yet, that there's still a little energy left to enjoy. I'm rolling easy now. Just spinning, letting the cadence find its natural rhythm around 85, maybe 90 revolutions per minute. The power is low, and that's fine. I can feel the heart rate slowly climbing from resting zone into that warm-up sweet spot. I focus on deep breathing, trying to stretch my back a little while keeping a smooth pedal stroke. This is the part where the mind starts to switch off the workday and tune into the ride. I glance at the Zwift screen. The Scotland After Party course opens up beautifully, cobblestone streets, a few riders already passing by. Some are hammering like it's the World Championships, others, like me, just rolling, warming up. I always find it funny, even in a virtual world, you can spot the overmotivated ones right away. They sprint from the start, hearts on fire, legs on a mission. Meanwhile, I'm thinking, guys, it's still the first kilometer. Relax. My plan was to stay easy for the first 10 minutes. 10 quiet minutes, just to let the body adjust. Sounds simple. But in practice? It's torture. I see someone overtaking me, and immediately the little voice in my head says, you can catch them. And that's it, plan ruined. But today, I'm trying to be smart. So I remind myself, this isn't a race. It's a recovery ride, a decompression after work. I let the other riders go. Maybe. I shift gears, keeping the cadence light. The cobbles of the starting area give way to smoother roads, surrounded by virtual hills covered in Scottish greenery. There's even a bit of mist over the loch, like a scene from a movie. Zwift really nailed the atmosphere here, you can almost smell the cold morning air. I start feeling better already. Now, about that full stomach, yeah, that was probably not the best idea. I had dinner about 30 minutes ago, so my legs are fine, but the belly? It's reminding me of the pasta I just ate. The first few minutes feel a bit like pedaling with a bowling ball in your stomach. Not ideal. But it's okay, I keep the cadence high and the power low, letting digestion do its thing. If there's one thing I've learned, never underestimate the power of a light dinner before a Zwift session. Tonight, I ignored that rule. And now I'm paying for it. But hey, better than sitting on the couch. As I keep spinning, I notice how my breathing stabilizes. The first few minutes are always the hardest, the body tries to figure out what's happening. After about 5 minutes, something clicks. The legs feel warmer, the pedals start turning more smoothly, and the discomfort slowly fades away. That's when the real pleasure of indoor cycling begins, when effort turns into rhythm. I look at my avatar on the screen. He looks relaxed, pedaling through the Scottish countryside, passing a few riders here and there. Behind every avatar, there's a real person doing the same thing, some in basements, some in garages, others in bedrooms or living rooms. I imagine a few of them sweating buckets while I'm still pretending to take it easy. It's a weird kind of connection, but I love it. I take a sip of water. Hydration is important, even when it's just a gentle ride. The room is starting to warm up, that classic Zwift feeling where you suddenly realize your fan is still off. I reach over, turn it on, and immediately feel that blast of cool air. Perfect. It's like pressing the comfort button. My legs are spinning nicely now. I start shifting slightly on the saddle, finding a good position. Sometimes I stand up for a few seconds, just to stretch. That helps release the tension in my lower back, especially after a day spent moving around for work. The beauty of Zwift is that even though it's virtual, the sensations are real. The legs burn, the sweat drips, the heart races. It's just as satisfying as being outside, maybe even more because it's all under your control. Another few riders pass by. One waves. I give a little ride on, back. I love that feature, simple but effective. It's like saying, "Hey, good job," to a stranger you'll never meet. That's one of the reasons I keep coming back to Zwift. It's not just about training, it's about belonging to a global community of cyclists, all chasing the same endorphins. "7 minutes in, I realize I'm already pushing more than I planned. The idea was to stay under 150 watts, but here I am, closer to 180. Not crazy, but definitely above easy. I laugh to myself. It always happens. "Just a light spin," I said. "Sure, Alex, sure." The truth is, once you start pedaling, the body wants to move faster. The rhythm catches you. The music in the background helps too, maybe a track I composed myself, something with a steady beat, just enough to keep my mind busy while my legs do the work. At the 8-minute mark, the first small hill appears ahead. It's not steep, but I can feel the resistance increase slightly. I switch down a gear, staying smooth, trying not to spike the power. This is still part of the warm-up, I remind myself again. But the temptation is real. It's funny how Zwift tricks you, those gradients appear on the screen, and immediately your brain says attack, even though you're in your living room. I hold back. I breathe, keep the power steady, and remind myself it's a long ride, and the goal is endurance, not explosion. As I approach the 10-minute mark, I'm sweating lightly now. The legs are alive, the breathing steady, the fatigue from work is gone. It's amazing how quickly cycling resets the mind. 10 minutes ago, I was tired and sluggish. Now, I feel alert, present, and even a little competitive. That's what cycling does, it transforms your mood faster than anything else. So that's the warm-up done. Or at least, that's what I tell myself. Because let's be honest, the warm-up never really ends. It just slowly turns into the ride. Let's talk a bit more about this route, the Scotland After Party. It's short, about 14 kilometers, but don't let that fool you. It packs a lot of variety in a small space. That's one of the reasons I like it so much. You get a bit of everything: flats, climbs, descents, city sections, countryside, and even that final climb that's always waiting to surprise you when you think it's over. The ride starts right in the heart of a little virtual Scottish town. Cobblestone streets, narrow alleys, tiny stone houses with chimneys still puffing smoke. It's like being dropped into a digital postcard from the Highlands. I always imagine some old guy watching from the window, holding a cup of tea, wondering why all these cyclists keep riding through his street every 5 minutes. The cobbles give that nice little rumble through the smart trainer, not painful, but enough to remind you that road cycling isn't always smooth. I kind of like that. It's realistic. You feel alive when the trainer shakes a bit under you. It's the closest thing to feeling the texture of the road, even if you're inside your living room. Then, after a few turns, the streets open up. The sound changes, it feels like the ride breathes with you. You leave the town behind and find yourself surrounded by green hills and rolling countryside. The first thing that hits you is the light. Zwift Scotland has this soft, golden glow that looks like early morning or late afternoon, the magic hour cinematographers love. There's fog hovering over the loch, reflections of sunlight flickering on the water, and the distant hills fading into a kind of blue haze. Every time I ride here, I think, this would make an amazing real route. If I could teleport my gravel bike into this landscape, I'd probably never leave. Maybe one day they'll make Zwift routes real-life GPS rides. I'd be the first to try. Now, the first section of the route is deceptively easy. It's mostly flat, slightly downhill in places, so you can find your rhythm and build a bit of speed. It's the perfect moment to shake off the warm-up and get into the groove. The road surface here is smooth, you can push a bit and feel your virtual avatar start to glide. You hear the faint hum of the tires, the birds, the soft sound of the wind. I know it's all digital, but Zwift has a strange power. If you let yourself go, you almost forget it's a simulation. After a few kilometers, the terrain starts to roll. Little bumps appear, small climbs of 1 or 2%. Nothing serious, but enough to keep you alert. This is where I start playing with the gears, downshift for the incline, then back up when it levels out. The cadence changes slightly, the heart rate rises a bit, but it feels good. There's a rhythm to this part, it's not about speed, it's about balance. You start syncing with the road, like dancing with it. Somewhere around the middle of the route, you get your first proper hill. It's short, maybe a minute long if you push, but steep enough to make your legs notice. The gradient kicks in suddenly 5, 6, 7% and you feel the trainer tighten beneath you. I rise slightly from the saddle, keeping a steady effort. The breathing deepens, and there it is, that familiar burn that says, "Alright, now we're riding." At the top, you get a little descent as a reward. It's short but fun, you can tuck in and watch your avatar accelerate, the speedometer ticking up. The scenery blurs just a bit, and the loch opens up below with that silvery shimmer. It's the kind of descent that makes you smile for no reason. I always imagine real wind in my face, even though the only breeze is from my desk fan. And that's the charm of Zwift, it tricks your senses. You start believing it's real, even if you know it's all pixels. You react to gradients, feel satisfaction at overtaking someone, even draft behind riders like in real life. You might be in a room, but your brain's out there on the Scottish hills. Now, let's talk about the final climb, the one that gives the route its name, After Party. Because, technically, the ride feels easy at first. It's almost like a warm-up, you think, this isn't so bad. You roll through flats and gentle terrain, having a good time, until the last part hits you. Then suddenly, boom, the party begins. The final climb is short but spicy, the kind that wakes you up completely. It's only a few minutes long, but the gradient ramps up fast. If you spent too much energy earlier, this is where you pay for it. That's why pacing matters here. The smart approach is to save a little for the end. Keep your legs fresh so you can enjoy the finale rather than suffer through it. But honestly, I never get it right. Every time, I push too early, thinking, yeah, I can handle it. Then the final climb arrives, and I'm gasping like a fish out of water. Still, that's the beauty of that after party, it surprises you. It gives the ride a narrative. It starts friendly, gets playful, and ends with a bang. It's a mini-story, from calm to chaos to triumph. By the time you crest the last hill, the view is beautiful. You look over the rolling landscape, maybe spot the town you started from, tiny in the distance. You slow down, recover, and feel that little pulse of satisfaction, the same feeling you get after a good outdoor ride. It's short, but it feels complete. The Scotland After Party is also perfect for group rides. The layout keeps everyone close together, the rollers make it hard to split up completely, so you're never alone. You see the same names on the leaderboard, riders passing you and then slowing down, like a silent dance. It's motivating. You might even find yourself chatting or giving random ride-ons to people you've never met, just because they're pushing through the same pain. So yeah, that's the course in a nutshell. Compact, scenic, unpredictable, and surprisingly fun every single time. No matter how many times I ride it, I always find a new detail, maybe a new sound, a new texture in the scenery, or just a better rhythm in my legs. It's one of those Zwift routes that keeps you coming back because it feels alive. As I ride, I notice the little things. Virtual cyclists passing by, some drafting, others struggling. Sometimes I wonder if they see me pushing just a little too hard after work, legs shaking, still thinking I can make it look easy. Zwift Unlocked makes it fun. Challenges like this motivate you to ride even after a tiring day. I like the mix, not too long, but enough to feel accomplished. It's like saying, yeah, I did something productive today, even if my couch misses me. By now, I've found a better rhythm. My stomach is no longer a problem, my legs are cooperating. I focus on smooth pedaling, slightly pushing harder on small climbs, and relaxing on descents. Scotland After Party has a few fast descents. This is my favorite moment. I lean forward, let the virtual bike carry me, feeling the adrenaline, imagining wind in my face. It's satisfying, and it reminds me why I love Zwift, the thrill without the risk. Quick note about Zwift Unlocked: these challenges rotate every few weeks. They mix short rides, distance targets, and elevation gains. Scotland After Party fits perfectly into this format. It's short, fun, and full of variety. You never get bored. Today, my goal is simple: enjoy the ride, find my pace, and complete the challenge efficiently. No race mentality, just steady progress and observation of my own body. Some strategy for fellow Zwifters: start easy, build gradually, adjust gears smartly, and pay attention to cadence. Small hills are for strength, flats are for recovery, descents are for fun. And don't forget hydration. Virtual water isn't real, but I still sip from my bottle. It's funny how even in a virtual ride, these details matter. Cadence, gear, power, drafting, they all add up. And by the end, you feel like you've done something tangible, even if your legs haven't left your living room. As we enter the last kilometers, I start feeling a nice fatigue, a good tiredness. My legs feel alive, my heart is happy, and I'm smiling at the scenic Scottish lochs. I start easing off a little, enjoying the final views, appreciating the virtual journey. It's satisfying to see the finish line approaching. Every pedal stroke reminds me, even after a long day, riding is better than sitting. Small efforts add up, and the sense of accomplishment is real. And here we are, finishing the ride. What a session, not the hardest one, but definitely one that clears the mind after a long day. Thanks for joining me today, it really makes a difference having you along for the ride. Remember to subscribe to the channel and share this video with your friends, it helps a lot and keeps the motivation rolling for more rides like this one. If you're new to Zwift, I really recommend giving Scotland After Party a try. It's one of those routes that surprises you, short, but full of character. You get those rolling hills, the city segments, and that final punchy climb that makes you feel like you've earned your dinner twice. It's perfect for relaxed spins, scenic exploration, and a bit of pacing practice, or just to shake off the stress from a long workday. Every time I ride this route, I notice something different, the atmosphere, the landscape, even how my legs feel in the final kilometer. Zwift keeps it interesting, and rides like this remind me why indoor training can be just as rewarding as going outside. So keep pedaling, enjoy every minute on the bike, and I'll see you in the next episode of New Bike Experience. Stay motivated, stay curious, and remember, every ride counts, even the short ones, even the ones you squeeze in after dinner, even when your legs are tired. It's not about perfection, it's about consistency, and the simple joy of turning the pedals. Ride safe, have fun, and see you next time on the road, on Zwift, or wherever your next adventure takes you.